Joe, just what's been like the first few months here at Tennessee, and how do you feel like you've grown the past couple months since you've been here?
I feel great. It's a great program. We got great coaches now, and it's a new transition for me because that was my first time transferring and my last time transferring. So it's a new. I adjusted well though. I love my teammates.
Why'd you pick Tennessee, and I assume you had some other programs after you. What about Tennessee sort of stuck out to you?
The program itself, and also Coach Heupel and the offense and the staff that he brings here. Just like the speed and space. That's pretty much my offense, my style of play.
How different is this from what you were in last year?
Very different. It's a lot more getting guys open and playing into space, filling the space.
Any prior relationship with Heupel or anyone on his staff before transferring?
Throughout high school, they kind of recruited me out of high school. I think that was pretty much it.
What do you remember about Coach Heupel when he was recruiting you, and what did you like about him at that point?
When he was recruiting me, he was at Missouri then, and I just remember him texting me after every game, just asking me did I see the game, or after my high school games on Friday nights, he was just basically saying can you do that in my offense? Can you help me improve that way, and we can change through your style of play, and you can have a big impact on us. So.
Did you decide to transfer? How quickly did this become a thought for you then?
Real quick. I feel like it was third time's a charm. That's how I feel about it.
Golish said that he hasn't really seen you guys face too much adversity yet with being early on, but you certainly faced adversity at Michigan with COVID and all that was up with that. How do you think that prepared you to be successful here in the SEC?
It's just always, I have always been facing adversity through life. So, just this small adversity with COVID doesn't really change anything. It kind of just put more, I wouldn't say pressure, but it just adds fuel to the fire. It just helps you want to grind more because you never know when it's going to come to an end.
Joe, you've been in competitions at quarterback before. How do you handle this from a pressure standpoint? It's for you guys, it's wide open. Coach Golish says week and a half, he'd like to really narrow reps down if he can. How do you compartmentalize and manage the pressure of trying to win a job every day?
No pressure. I don't see pressure. One thing with me is that the previous quarterback competitions I've been in is take care of what I need to take care of, know what I need to know, and understand what's going on when the time is called. Just be ready when your name is called.
Do you feel like you're behind in any way because you weren't here for spring? Or what did you do this summer to catch up from missing 15 days?
Study, day in, day out. If you see on my social media, I'm always watching film throughout the night. Doesn't matter what time it is. So that's pretty much been me for the past 3 years I've been at Michigan.
What was the thumb factor last year, and how's that feel now?
My thumb feel great. I'm 100% healthy now. And that's pretty much why I can't stop smiling. Every day I walk in the building, it's just it's a new me. Because last year I lost it, and I know what it feels like to have half of your body and half of your hands. So it's just it's a new me.
You transferred into a pretty crowded quarterback room. I'm sure you had options that might not have had 3 or 4 scholarship guys. Why come into a situation like that?
I love competition. So that's one thing about me. It's competition creates distinction. So that's the biggest thing. That's what I live by.
You've seen how high tempo and explosive these Josh Heupel offenses are. What excites you most about playing in his offense?
Throwing the ball deep. That's pretty much what I like doing. So I kind of go by that and kind of live by it. I just like throwing the ball.
To someone who's not maybe watched you a bunch, how would you kind of describe your game? What are your strong suits? What have you been working on to improve?
I wouldn't give out the secrets, but you may see it when you see it. If you go off last year's film, then you go off last year's film. But what you got coming now is a whole new thing.
Where would you put the chemistry with the receivers at? How much have you guys gotten done this summer? How comfortable are you with them, or they with you at this point?
We're very comfortable, but throughout fall camp, we're going to keep working and keep grinding more. There's always room for improvement.
There have been certain receivers you work with more, feel like you built better chemistry with?
All of them, because everybody's going to be a key factor in this offense. Guys may get tired. We need guys to sub in, so everybody needs the reps and the development of the offense.
How much do you think your legs can be used in the offense more than you saw last year?
Like I said earlier, it's like space. So like whenever it's time to go, it's time to go.
Joe, how did the other quarterbacks that were here sort of welcome you in? I mean, you guys are all going for the same job, but how did they sort of embrace you?
Kind of like when I announced my commitment, they all texted me and was like, "Welcome to the team. You know, let's work." And like throughout these days that we have, you know, we always push each other, no matter what. You know, we always helping each other out, keeping it going, keeping the meeting room with high. Can I say? Keeping room with like high enthusiasm, making sure each other good, making sure each other got the right reads. There's like no like point fingers or like talking down on each other.
You feel like there's a misconception of you out there, based on what at Michigan and kind of how that went? Do you feel like you got something to prove, chip on your shoulder? There's a big misconception about you.
Most definitely, because like I mean, we're human, so like we see all like the comments and stuff like that. We see all the negative comments, all the positive comments, but at the end of the day, I know what happened, and everybody else know what happened. So I treat it as if you'll see. That's how I look at it. And after I had surgery, I kind of just thought about everything. I refined myself and a better person.
When's the last time you've been this excited to do a football practice?
That's a great question. Probably first day of camp, Michigan. My freshman year. Yep. Freshman year camp.
You kind of
What do you know now about running this offense that you might not have known before you stepped on the campus?
They don't build robots. That's one. They let you be who you want to be, and be who you say you want to be, and that's the biggest thing. Because like, as a quarterback, you don't want to just sit there and just pat the ball and just think about everything else. You can just react and feel everything.
You said
after last season where you tore a couple ligaments in the hand, had surgery in the offseason, what game was that last year that happened, and how's your recovery been going in?
Michigan State, second play of the game. My recovery went well. I kind of like recovered faster than I was supposed to, but that was all on me. I pushed myself harder than I was. I had surgery in December. I started back throwing in February. That was before I got cleared, but I mean, I feel great. So
Hands good to go?
yes, sir.
You mentioned how much time you spent studying this offense. Is there kind of a sense of I've seen enough, I'm ready, or not enough, but I've seen a lot, I'm ready to get out there and show what I've learned?
I pretty much study offense every day, even when I don't want to study it. Like when I have free time, like maybe I just want to play the game and stuff like that. But even while I'm playing the game, I have film running just so I can have the memorization of those plays in the back of my head.
just if you could describe just how different last year was. I mean, you guys didn't start playing until the end of October. You had the injury. Just was that not even like a true version of yourself that everyone got to see?
Yeah, I could say that. But at the end of the day, it happened. It's on film, so I don't really like just think about it. I mean, I do, but I don't. But it's also like let go of your past and be prepared for when it run back into you. So that's pretty much what I say to myself every day. It's like what happened in the past, I can't go back and change it. The only thing I can do now is help my future.
Joe, can you talk about this wide receiving core that you've gotten to know and just how you've meshed with them through the offseason and what you look forward to being about playing with them?
Most definitely. So one thing about this is that my receiver core is very funny, but when it's time to work, they always ready to work. You got everybody that stands out. Like if I mention names, I may miss out somebody. So my whole receiver core, or our whole receiver core, is like outstanding. Everybody's fast. It's real speed and space. Man, they true to the game.
Who's the funniest guy in that group?
Bayless, for sure. Bayless, for sure.
Joe, a lot of times you hear coaches talk about everybody starting even, position is up for grabs, fall camp will determine that. But here, I've never seen this before. You have 4 quarterbacks all out here talking on the first day of media day. Is that kind of, does that give you a good feeling to know that nobody's being slighted? They're really serious about this competition thing. Everybody's got a shot.
Most definitely, man. I like when coaches be truthful. And I understand that. And the only thing I say is after today is I wish everybody good luck. It's all a competition, but I'm not gonna talk down on you or anything like that. I'm here to help you and also get you better. So what it is.
So what have your early impressions been of the Tennessee fan base?
They're real serious about football. That's one thing, and also it's just like they know their football. They know what goes on in that stadium. They may not see it. They don't care what goes on the practice field, but when the time to go in the stadium, it's time.
I know the coaches when they were at UCF recruited you down there. What was some of your connection with them and things that stood out to you about them back then?
So actually, it wasn't this staff that recruited me at UCF. It was when Scott Frost was there, because I early enrolled at Michigan. So when I early enrolled at 2017, late 2017, they had just gotten to UCF. So this staff recruited me when they was at Missouri. But previous to that, it was great. They kept in contact with me. They kept sending stats of Drew Lock's games, and the numbers were very impressive. And that was another choice why I chose to come here.
Joe Paul.